P. Diddy, the king of luxury, would throw lavish, star-studded affairs where the air tasted like champagne and the night gleamed with diamonds. But one particular gathering is said to have gone wrong, horribly wrong. It was Halloween night at one of his mansions, an isolated estate in the Hollywood Hills, far from prying eyes. Invitations had been sent to the biggest names in the industry. The theme was a masquerade, with strict rules. No one could reveal their true face until midnight. As the partygoers arrived, the atmosphere was intoxicating. Music pulsed through the walls like a heartbeat, and the house itself seemed alive, vibrating with energy. The mansion was sprawling, with endless hallways and dimly lit rooms filled with expensive art. Yet, something felt off that night. Some of the guests, beneath their masks and designer outfits, started to feel uneasy. They whispered about the strange things they noticed, the way the shadows moved just a little too much, the way the lights flickered, and the way the air grew colder as the night wore on. But none of them wanted to leave. After all, it was a P. Diddy party. The FOMO was too real. Then, at exactly 11 p.m., the power went out. The mansion plunged into complete darkness. Some people laughed, assuming it was part of the night's theatrics. Diddy was known for his over-the-top stunts. But then, someone screamed. The lights flickered back on, dimmer this time, almost as if they were powered by something weaker than electricity. The scream came from one of the side rooms. Guests rushed over, but when they arrived, the room was empty except for one thing. A mask, a gold, ornate mask that hadn't been there before. Diddy, unnerved, tried to calm everyone down. "It's just a prank," he assured them, his voice not quite as confident as it usually was. But no one could find the person who had screamed. Some guests began to whisper that the masks were part of something darker, that they weren't just costumes. As the hour crept closer to midnight, the tension grew unbearable. People swore they saw figures standing at the edges of the rooms, lingering in the shadows, watching but never moving. A woman claimed someone had grabbed her wrist, but when she turned around, no one was there. Midnight finally struck, and the rules of the masquerade were lifted. Guests began removing their masks, relief washing over them. But then they realized something horrifying. Not everyone had removed theirs. A group of 5 or 6 people stood perfectly still, their masks still firmly in place. Their silence became deafening as everyone else began to notice. "Take them off," someone shouted nervously, but the masked figures didn't respond. They didn't even flinch. Diddy stepped forward, his voice rising above the murmur of the crowd. "Okay, joke's over, guys. You can stop now." Suddenly, the lights went out again. This time, the darkness felt oppressive, like a thick fog swallowing everyone.